to Zelda 2, The Adventure Link. We're going to probably, well, it might take 2 more episodes to finish the game, I'm not really too sure. But, we're just going to be heading into the 6th palace now. Definitely one of the hardest palaces to do in a level 1 attack run. But, fortunately, we're not doing a level 1 attack run, so I should really shut up about that. It feels like I'm flexing every time I bring it up, but oh well. Pass up the Wizrobes, got the Doom Hammer here, but yeah. The biggest problem in this dungeon is just running out of magic, because there's not a lot of places to get more, and you have to use a lot of it here to get around. Sometimes with a fairy spell, sometimes just shielding to stay alive against the blue iron knuckles. You also have 2 mini-boss fights in this that are basically rehashes of the boss from the 3rd dungeon, so that can be a little bit annoying. But unfortunately, they're not too hard to deal with if you know how to handle them, but that's a very specific thing. I suppose I don't know if I even talked about that when I fought him the first time. Probably wasn't really important enough to mention, especially when you have, you know, a decent attack stat. You can just kind of hammer him down, but still, anyway. I suppose here would be another example of rooms getting recycled, because this exact same room was in the 3rd palace, and it was just as annoying as it is here, but yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and use a jump spell to get up here. I'm not gonna waste time trying to make that jump, even if it is possible. Sometimes it's just not worth the hassle. So in this room there is an invisible hole, and it's 2 bricks after the 3rd statue right here. That's as far as you can go, and you gotta jump. So, I don't know, what am I doing a walkthrough here all of a sudden? I was telling all those life stories last time, or the time before, I don't really know. Oh yeah, I meant to say, sorry about that last episode where I didn't have the towel draped over the mic. I could definitely tell a difference when I went back and listened. There was a lot more peaking, and you could hear my breathing a lot more, and it just was not pretty. I'm thankful that only a few minutes of the video had to be that way, but I mean, I guess I could, you know, do it over, like post-commentated, which is what you call it when you play the game first and then record later, like record commentary separately. But when I first started Let's Playing on my other channel, that's actually how I did it, and there are times when that can be a relaxing way to do it, you know, a more easy way to kind of get stuff done, but these days it's kind of a hassle, because now you have to make 2 separate recording sessions, and I'd rather not have to do that. It's easier just to play and commentate at the same time, just get it done all in one go, you know. So that's what I prefer to do, but anyway, I'm feeling rather wet today, like my mouth feels kind of wet and moist, I don't know. That is the way I prefer to do it though, and that's the kind I like to listen to. One of my other favorite ASM artists that I haven't really mentioned before is Mellow Maddie ASMR. She is something else. Just listening to her puts me under right away. She's incredibly good. She's also very beautiful, but that's beside the point. Well, crap. Yeah, I have a great deal of love for the name Maddie ever since the game Celeste, in which the protagonist's name is Madeline, or as they call her, Maddie. But also the developer, or one of the chief developers for the game, her name is Maddie Thorson. And it's also worth mentioning that Madeline in Celeste is canonically a trans character, so that's kind of cool too. She's really sweet though. I mean, I imagine she must be. It's amazing how sweet people can be in this world, it really is. But anyway, I don't mean to get all weird on you, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if this is weird, but when I listen to ASMR, it has to be girls. Like, I can't listen to guys do ASMR, it's really weird. And so I guess, you know, for some reason when I make these videos, I imagine that only girls would want to see it, and it's not like I think of ASMR as some kind of sexual thing or anything like that, because I know there's people that see it that way, kind of, and it's weird because I kind of understand, you know, the whole, I don't know, there's just something about it, and I mean, it's hard to not imagine, you know, that's what somebody's thinking when they want to hear, you know, wet mouth noises, because of the whole mother thing. Like, I was never as close to my dad as I was to my mom. So maybe that's what it is. I don't really know. That turned out pretty good right there. So we'll take our magic level here, and the experience we get from the statue will complete our last attack stat. So we will be at level 8 on all 3 stats. That's very good. Actually getting pretty lucky here as far as having enough life to do this. So yeah. Alright, getting on in there. You do have to use the fairy spell very quickly there because it's easy to miss that and not see what you're supposed to do, but that's the only way to get in there. So. But that's what I mean when I say you use a lot of magic in this dungeon, because you really do. This boss is named Barba, or as Bo Bridges in The Wizard would say, the Barbarian, or something. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has seen that movie. And as if I weren't, you know, threatening my masculinity membership enough as it is, I sometimes cry at the end of The Wizard. Oh my gosh, oh, that's not the time to do that, people. Yeah, people really love to rev their engines around here, let me tell you. Every time someone revs their engine unnecessarily around me, I usually say, get a room. You know, it's just me though. I mean, whatever. Oh, there it is. Well, it took a little while for the experience to count up, but there it is, our final attack level. So we are now as strong as we can possibly get in the game. It's very good. Yeah, I'm drinking some of my, well actually, I would say caramel macchiato, because that's what I usually drink, but tonight it's vanilla latte. Vanilla latte. Yummy vanilla latte. The good stuff. It pretty much tastes exactly the same, or well, not exactly the same, but close enough that I can barely tell a difference. Like, I'll mix the two together and just think nothing of it, because it's basically the same thing. It kind of tastes like chocolate milk almost. Chocolate milk. I do love that word, chocolate. In fact, you know, before I knew about ASMR, I used to, wait, I told this story already, didn't I? The story about chocolate Bismarcks. Some chocolate Bismarcks. Yeah, I did talk about that. Anyway, I'm just using the fairy spell to cross these bridges because it's not worth the hassle of trying to jump and possibly getting knocked in by the flying death fishes or whatever they're called. I'm sure they have a name. Usually I'm pretty good about remembering names of monsters, like especially in NES games, because back then I had nothing else to do, so I just memorized it all. But for some reason, like, I don't remember the names of hardly any of the enemies in this game, except for like Dyra, the axe-wielding alligator-looking things in Death Mountain, but if you do,